Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video with the Roshank Redemption, and today I've got another episode of Shoutout Sunday for you guys. A series that I started on my channel so that I could give back to the awesome community, an awesome group of supporters that I have. And I've talked about this before, I've talked about the motivation for the series in previous episodes of Shoutout Sunday, but I briefly want to touch on it again here, and I will leave a link to the playlist in the description. If you guys want to learn more about the motivation, I recommend checking out some of the previous episodes. But the motivation for the series is sort of twofold here. The first motivation, as I said, is for me to give back to my community and me to give back to my supporters. So in some sense, this is a sort of thank you to you guys for being such an awesome community. And the second reason I started the series is because I know how hard it is to get big on YouTube and to get your videos noticed on YouTube. So the second motivation is for me to help out smaller YouTubers and to promote their channels and to help them grow. And quickly here I want to say is that this series will always generally be focused on helping out smaller YouTubers. By smaller YouTubers, I mean, people with potentially less than 100 subscribers, on that level. But at the same time, I do sort of want to mix up the channels. So generally the format that I want to follow is I want to have one sort of big channel. By big channel, someone with above 1K subs or something like that. One sort of medium-sized channel, someone with around, on the order of hundreds of subs. And the rest, I want to focus on small channels. So this series is going to be dedicated to recognizing smaller channels in the future. But with that said, this time around, I do actually have two sort of bigger YouTubers on the Shoutout Sunday episode. And the reason why is because when I looked at these YouTubers and saw what they were doing, I honestly just could not ignore what they were doing. Because I will talk about this more in a second, but I very much value dedication to the community. That is one of the most important traits in a YouTuber for me. And these two bigger YouTubers that I'm going to mention in this Shoutout Sunday video have phenomenal dedication to their community. So I just felt like I had to recognize that. But going forward in the future, this will definitely be a series more focused on recognizing some of the smaller YouTubers out there. And one more thing before getting into the shoutouts here, I recently actually did a channel update video and sort of updated you guys on the going-ons on my channel. Thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers, which by the way was phenomenal. You guys are such an awesome community, and I'm gonna keep annoying you guys with that for the rest of time. But anyways, I did a channel update video recently, and I would recommend checking out that video if you guys are interested in keeping up with my channel, and if you guys are interested in this series in specific, because I did discuss Shoutout Sunday and some potential changes that I'm gonna be making to the series in that channel update video. And don't worry, those changes are all for the better. I sort of want to make this series a little bit better because, as you guys know, my visuals aren't the best. I'm trying to improve those. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the shoutouts now. Just to reiterate here, there are 4 qualities that I value in a YouTuber to consider them for a shoutout. The first quality is that you need to get videos out somewhat regularly. And I don't mean, necessarily every day or even every other day. You just need to have some content on your channel, and you need to have a somewhat consistent uploading schedule. Obviously, this is all within reason. You don't have to upload every day. You don't have to upload even every other day. You don't even have to upload every 4 days or anything like that. If you uploaded once a week or even less than that in some cases, then that would be fine with me. I just need you to have some videos on your channel in order for me to give you a shout out. The second thing, and this is very important to me, the second quality I value in order for a YouTuber to get a shout out is dedication to their community. You need to be dedicated to your community, and you need to be involved with the YouTube community in order for me to give you a shout out. The third quality, and I value this very much as well, is hard work. I realize that it's difficult to make good quality YouTube videos, and I realize that a lot of people don't exactly have access to the most expensive recording equipment. But if you work hard on your channel, then I will definitely see that, and I will definitely give you a shout out. Fourth, and this is actually probably the most important thing on the list here, you need to check out the channels that I discuss in my Shoutout Sunday videos. And I hate to sort of force this upon you guys, but I've sort of found that this Shoutout Sunday series doesn't really work all that well if nobody ends up checking out the channels that I give shoutouts to. So in order to get a shoutout, what you guys need to do is you guys need to check out all the channels that I mentioned in this video and check out some of the other channels I mentioned in previous videos. Obviously not all of them, but just a reasonable amount. Go visit them and give them a chance. I cannot and I never will force you to subscribe to channels because I just don't really feel like that's right, but I do require that you guys at least give the channels that I mentioned a chance and check them out and maybe give them a little bit of feedback on their videos. Alright folks, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our first shout out here. And the first shout out that I want to give is to a YouTuber by the name of JEZZA. And JEZZA is a YouTuber that currently has around 1,500 subscribers, so he is fairly large, which means he must be really special. He must be doing something really special to be getting a shout out here, because like I said, this series is generally focused on some of the smaller YouTubers. And to give you guys an idea of exactly why I'm giving JEZZA a shout out here, I want to start things off with a little story. So I was recently browsing JEZZA's videos and watching some of his content, and I saw a video entitled "You Are Worth It," and this was definitely a very interesting title for a video, and I was sort of confused because I was thinking to myself, why would you name a gaming video that? But little did I know, it wasn't a gaming video. It wasn't a gaming video at all. So I clicked on the video, and the entire video was literally just him talking to the viewer, saying nice things to the viewer, motivating and supporting the viewer, and just telling the viewer, you are worth it. You are a good person. And the fact that the dude takes time out of his day just to do that, just to support viewers, just to, tell people nice things and do stuff like that, to me is phenomenal. This dude totally embodies dedication to the community, which is a quality that I very much value. And if you think about it, this guy isn't putting out these motivational videos for, views or subs or likes or anything like that. He's just doing it because he genuinely wants to give back to the community, and I feel like that is phenomenal. And with regards to some of the specific gaming content that he does on his channel, he plays a ton of horror games, and all of those videos are just beyond funny. Seeing his reactions to some things and just watching him play those horror games are so funny. And then finally here, he also does a Shoutout Saturday series, which I feel like just embodies his dedication to the community even more. And that Shoutout Saturday series is a little bit of a twist there. He's not doing the normal Shoutout Sunday series, so I suppose that's cool. But this dude genuinely does want to give back to the community, and he genuinely wants to help others and make YouTube a better place. And that is why, JEZZA, you are awesome, and you deserve all the support in the world. So I highly recommend checking out JEZZA. The second shout out that I want to give on this episode of Shoutout Sunday is to a YouTuber by the name of the Dr. Sheep. And now I'm going to start this one off with another little story here. Now, the Dr. Sheep recently gave me a shout out. I think it was last week in a video that I totally did not deserve. He said some amazing things about my channel that I honestly can't necessarily say are true myself, but I still really appreciate it. And also in that video, he sort of discussed his own channel, and the things he said, the video that he made was potentially the most sincere video that I have ever seen on YouTube. And things like honesty and sincerity are also things that are very important to me. This dude, he genuinely does want to work hard, and he genuinely does care about the community, and I really feel like he embodies everything that I have mentioned and that I value in a YouTuber, and that is why I'm giving him a shout out here. So now let's go ahead and get into some specifics with regards to his channel. My favorite videos of his are his Fallout 3 and New Vegas LPs, which are great. You guys know how much I love Fallout, and the fact that he's doing a Fallout 3 and a New Vegas LP is really cool because I sort of get a double dose of Fallout there. But yeah, those LPs are phenomenal. And he also does some Minecraft content as well as some Counter-Strike Go content, which is something I'm definitely less familiar with, but I'm definitely down to check out new games, and I would highly recommend checking those out even if you guys aren't interested. And other than that, this guy just cares so much about the community, and if you support him, he has definitely got your back in return. So I'd highly recommend checking out the Dr. Sheep. Okay, so this next shout out that I'm about to give has really been a long time coming, and this guy that I'm about to mention is someone I met on YouTube about 4 to 5 months ago, and my channel was still pretty small, and ever since then, he has just been absolutely phenomenal in supporting me. This guy is unbelievable, and honestly, I feel like has been instrumental in me being able to reach this point on YouTube, and that YouTuber is Gaming Mew Plays. Gaming Mew Plays is just an awesome guy in general, and if you support him, he has totally got your back in return. So in that sense, he absolutely embodies dedication to the community. And one other thing is that he's always talking to me about recording equipment and how he can, better record his videos and make his videos better, which just shows how much he cares about the quality of his videos. The dude really wants to make good videos and is always looking to improve. And improvement is a very important quality in a YouTuber. No matter what the circumstances are, the fact that this guy is looking to improve means that he will be very successful one day. The current LPs that he's doing on his channel include a Pokemon Glazed LP and a Pokemon Fire Red LP, as well as a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time LP, which is actually the only Legend of Zelda game that I have played, so I'm having a ton of fun watching all of those. Pokemon Glazed is a nice bit of a change up. Fire Red is a very good vanilla game, I guess you could say, and Ocarina of Time, of course, is a nice change up from Pokemon, and he is also just generally a phenomenal commentator as well, so I highly recommend checking out Gaming Mew Plays. Fourth up on the shoutout list is a collaboration channel by the name of Green Potion Studios, and this is a collab channel that does a variety of games. They definitely have a ton of diversity in their content, which is something that I've spoken about before. Diversity is very important, and I feel like I'm generally focused on 2 LPs on my channel, but other than that, my content isn't all that diverse. I suppose it's more diverse than it could be. It's more diverse than it used to be, but that is definitely something that I am working on. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Green Potion Studios. So the first thing I want to mention about Green Potion Studios is that the amount of support, the sheer amount amount of support that I have received from these guys has been unbelievable. They've been leaving me so many comments that I just like barely have time to reply to them. And I honestly really appreciate that. And they definitely have a ton of dedication to their community. If you guys support them, they have totally got your back in return, which, like I said, is definitely something that I look for in a YouTuber. My favorite LP of theirs has definitely got to be their Fallout New Vegas LP, which is a co-commentated LP between two of them, between Baseboard and Frozen Face. And by the way, their names are sick. Green Potion Studios, Baseboard, and Frozen Face. How can you not like that? But anyways, I digress. That's a co-commentated LP between two of them, which I think is very cool. Co-commentated LPs for Fallout aren't incredibly common, so I really like it when I see that sort of thing. It definitely seems very cool when people decide to do co-commentated Fallout LPs, because it's definitely something unique. Other than that, they do a ton of Dark Souls content, which is something I'm not necessarily as familiar with, but that is a great series as well. And they do some other games that I haven't really gotten around to checking out, but I would definitely recommend checking those out too, because these guys are really good at what they do. And other than that, they just do a great job working together, and I would definitely recommend checking out Green Potion Studios. Alright, and the final shout out that I want to give here on this episode of Shoutout Sunday is to another slightly larger YouTuber. And as with JEZZA, what these guys that I'm about to mention are doing is quite frankly very special. What they're doing is absolutely phenomenal, and that is why I have them on this episode of Shoutout Sunday. And this channel I want to give a shout out to is a channel by the name of Too Reckless. Now, Too Reckless is a collaboration channel between two brothers, and they just hit 1.1k subscribers recently. And if you guys think that I am growing fast, these guys have been growing 2 to 3 times as fast as me. If I'm not mistaken, they posted their first video around 2 months ago, and they have already hit 1.1k, which is quite frankly unbelievable. I am calling it right now, guys. I usually don't like to make predictions, and my predictions are usually wrong, but this one I'm going to be right about. One day these guys will have over 1 million subscribers, and I guarantee you guys that the content that they produce is phenomenal. And besides that, they just have a ton of dedication to their community, and that sort of dedication will definitely bear fruit in the future, if you ask me. As for specific content, they mostly focus on Call of Duty videos, but they've said in a recent video that they do plan on bringing some new games to the table, like potentially some Battlefield and some Halo, which, if you guys know me, Halo is a series that I absolutely love, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But even if you're not interested in those sorts of things, because I'm honestly not into Call of Duty at all right now, but even if you're not interested in those sort of things, I highly recommend checking them out, because I still enjoy their videos a great deal, even despite not really being into COD, and I really think that just speaks to how phenomenal a channel that they are, and just how amazing they're doing with their videos right now. Another thing that I should mention, and this is my favorite part of their channel, is that they are also doing a Shoutout Sunday series, which is absolutely phenomenal. And that Shoutout Sunday series honestly just embodies the dedication that they have to their community. They're definitely very in touch with their community, and they definitely have a ton of dedication to their subscribers. And with that series, they're literally jump-starting channels. It always blows me away when YouTube channels take time out of their day to give shoutouts to some smaller channels and to help their community of their own accord. So because of that, Too Reckless is definitely a channel worth checking out, and I highly recommend giving them a look. Okay, folks, and that is pretty much going to do it for this episode of Shoutout Sunday. As usual, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, because this is a series that means a lot to me, and this is a series that is very close to my heart, because as I've said before, the YouTube community isn't necessarily the best and most supportive place, and I feel like this series is the best way I can potentially start to make a change in the YouTube community, and potentially start to make it a better place. So I really appreciate you guys checking out this video, and as usual, it would be awesome if you guys could at least give the YouTubers that I mentioned in this video a look, especially if you guys want a shout out. I never require you guys to subscribe to any of the channels that I mentioned, because I just don't feel comfortable forcing you guys to subscribe. But if you guys want a shout out, then be sure to check out everyone that I mentioned. Otherwise, I hope you guys are all having an awesome day, and I will see you in my next episode of Shoutout Sunday.